Be here at 6:45. I'm a minute early. I am excited. Let me see if I can go ahead and I don't want to create a short. I'm sitting here learning how to do some of these things that I need to do, right? So that people know what we are discussing today is the hidden, what is this? The hidden side of caregiving. I'm looking at my notes, y'all. You all know I'm always going to look at my notes, right? Let me see what this does. Okay, that's a green screen. I don't like the green screen, so we're going to take that off. Okay. Let's see how we can take it off. How about that? No, green. Okay, good. Then we're back. So let's go ahead and talk about the hidden side of caregiving. Remember to drop in the comments where you're from. Tap the screen and give me some likes. Double tap the screen, give me some likes, guys, so that we know, that you're here and that you are part of the caregiving community. Let me also know where you're from and let me know who you are a caregiver to. As we start this conversation, I'm just adjusting my mic here. I just got off of one social media platform and now I'm getting on to another one. I made sure, so my day has been like this. I obviously worked, I had things to do and appointments in the morning. And then before I jump on my live, I made sure that I cooked dinner, as you guys saw, because I wanted to make sure that dinner was done. And then I made sure that my mom was taken care of, my family's taken care of, and then we move on to the next stage of the game, right? Which is to do this social media live in order to talk about the hidden side of caregiving. So while YouTube starts to let people in, I tell you, I got my notes here, things that I typed up, and so I want to really get into what we're going to deep dive into, which is the things that we as caregivers really don't talk about. We don't discuss. We keep it to ourselves because we want to make sure that people perceive us as strong and we're able to handle it, right? But we really can't handle it. We really cannot handle some of the things that we're going through. There is a hidden side of caregiving, of things that we don't discuss. We make sacrifices in order to care for the care recipient. And sometimes we are cracking all over. We're cracking throughout and nobody really knows what we're going through. So as a caregiver community, the reason why I started the channel is because I've experienced a lot of the things that we discuss, a lot of the things that we're going through as caregivers. If you're jumping on, tell me where you're from. Tell me who you are. Welcome to the live chat. Let me know what you've encountered as a caregiver. And so you tell me what your concerns are as a caregiver. I want this to be as interactive as possible and about caregiving, right? Because the community is here to help each other. And there are things that I might be going through that could help you, or you vice versa could be dealing with something and have been successful in managing this caregiving skill, and tell me what you do as well so that you are able to manage and function. Hi, how are you, King Casey? No, I don't want you to try catch up on ice cream. I think that would be disgusting, but that's just my taste buds, okay? And so, hello, how are you? And so we're going to talk about caregiving, the hidden secrets in caregiving, things that we don't really discuss as far as caregivers. No, I don't know sign language. I'm sorry that I don't. I wish I did, but I don't. So if you are watching us on this live, if you have joined me before and are part of the caregiving community, tell me whether or not you are a family caregiver to a parent, to a spouse, or if you've chosen this as a career profession. Now, I often say parents are caregivers too. Thanks for the likes as well, guys. Double tap the screen while we have this conversation. But parents are caregivers too. You think about the sacrifices that we make as parents in order to render care to our children. So parents are very much caregivers as well. Ethan, hello, how are you? Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate it. I hope that you guys, enjoy this conversation. Tell me where you're located as well. I'm here in the eastern part of the United States, and I am a caregiver to my mother. I've been a spousal caregiver, and obviously I have children, so I'm a caregiver as far as a parent as well. And so I'm glad that everyone was able to jump on this evening. Drop and double tap the screen, give me some likes, let other people know that I'm here on YouTube as well. So don't forget to subscribe. So let's dig into the meat. Let's jump into it, right? Because you guys are probably coming home from work. You got to cook dinner. You've got other responsibilities. If you are a caregiver, you've got to check on your care recipient and make sure that they okay. And so we just going to get right into it. And so, just to clear up the air here, I do have a full-time job. I have started a business. So before we jump on and we start being critical, this is about caregiving. I started this because as a full-time worker, okay, Gabrielle Bolton, just in case you wanted to know. I handle my business. Do you understand? And so you don't have to tell me to get a job. This is one of many that I possess. And so let's get into caregiving so that people can try to, also benefit from some of the things that we all have encountered as caregivers. Once again, give me a shout out. Let me know if you are a caregiver, who you are a caregiver for, and what you do as far as the caregiving community. One of the things that caregivers have to deal with is burnout, emotional burnout, right? You start to feel tired. You're making so many different sacrifices to people. You're hurting yourself. Emotional burnout can really hide itself because nobody really sees when you're going through it. And thank you guys for the hearts. I really appreciate it. Nobody knows when you're going through emotional burnout, right? Sometimes we feel like as caregivers, we got to be superhuman. I don't want anybody to know that I'm tired. I'm emotionally withdrawn and I have no comfort in anything because I'm so exhausted that emotionally seeing the deterioration to my loved one's health is emotionally burning me out. I've got to continue to empathize with them. I've got to stay strong, be patient, and be compassionate. But emotionally, this is tearing me up. And one of the reasons why, if you are a caregiver, I'm in that sandwich generation like so many of us are, right? And so, as someone in that sandwich generation, where you're caring not only for an elderly parent, but you're also, thank you so much, you're also caring for your children. You know, when you're in that sandwich generation, you are so busy giving of other people, you really, really don't take time for yourself and you're focused on other people and you start to lose yourself. Thank you so much, Garnett. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. I normally don't pay attention to the live comments. I think people think that, sometimes as content creators, they get on here and they just want to just talk to people. But this goes much deeper because being a caregiver is such a passion of mine because of what I've experienced as a caregiver. I know about burnout. I know about losing your identity. And some of the things and techniques that we talk about on my channel or that we talk about in our company can actually help other people who are unfamiliar. Maybe this is the first time you've had to render care to someone. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to do and you don't know how to handle it. It could be overwhelming. Been there. And so we're here to give comfort to people. Next month, look out for our community groups that are going to start on a monthly basis in order to encourage caregivers. You're going to find all this information on our website, Hanson Caregiving Consulting Services.com. Next month, also look out. We're going to have a masterclass on how to delegate responsibilities because many of us just don't have those tough conversations. And so we need to go through those tough conversations, navigate, and possibly have someone mediate in order to help us to ride those tides so we can get through. And so I really don't pay attention to the negative comments because there are other people in a similar situation that need help. And if I could help them to not endure what I had to go through, then guess what? I will be happy, right? And so we don't want to deal with that emotional stress. You're human. And being human and having emotions is normal. Sometimes we feel like as humans, we can't allow ourselves to feel emotions. Have you ever felt that way? If you have, drop it in the chat. You've got to be strong for everybody else. I got to be strong for my mom. I got to be strong for my kids. I had to be strong for my ex-husband, right? When I was a caregiver to him as a spouse, I couldn't afford to let people see me cry. And as a parent, sometimes we don't want our children to see us cry. And we're mainly caregivers to our children. When they're young, children spend so much time looking up to you as the parent. You are their super mom or super dad, right? And if they ever see you break down, their world may actually crumble right along with you. And so we always feel like I have to hold it together. I'm going to tell you what I used to do. There was a time in my life when I was a single parent. My three oldest children are 18 months apart. And so what I would do is I would get them settled, especially if I was feeling overwhelmed. I would get them settled. And it was not unheard of for me to grab a pillow, go in the basement, go in the bathroom, and scream and cry into that pillow. If you're a parent and you obviously are a caregiver, have you ever had to go through that, right? Because you're trying to be strong for everybody else, especially your children. Even though emotionally your world is falling apart, they don't need to know that. They don't need to see that side of you. Now, I understand as a parent if you want to be strong for your children, but as a caregiver to an elderly parent, you may not need to be that strong. So, what I have had to do is realize when I'm emotional, and you may have to do this too, when you realize you're emotional, think about what's causing it and express those feelings, right? It's okay. There are times when I've gone into my mom and I've had a good cry. And she's the care recipient, right? She's the care